the devil. I love being black. Well, well, well. We had election yesterday, the primaries on yesterday here in the city of Chicago, and it's a whole lot going on. And we realize that the city of Chicago politics is dirty, just dirty. I believe the minister described it as jumping in the bathtub of dirty water, full of dirty water. So it's almost nearly impossible to jump into bath water full of dirty water and make it clean. It almost to the point where you have to drain the water out, rinse it, clean it up, put some detergent in there, some type of cleaner, and wipe it all down. And that's what we're talking about in these politics. Have you ever asked yourself this question? Why is it that we don't get, or our politicians that call themselves representing the black community, we don't get nothing out of the deal? You got to ask yourself that question. And you got to ask yourself, why is it that blacks are not voting the way they should? Is it because they're not getting anything out of it? Or they're just getting symbolism, a black face in high places? We're left behind on a lot of things, but yet we claim to be intelligent, smart. We claim that we built this country, and I believe we have. We fought in every war. We protest for the right to vote. We protest for Civil Rights Voting Act. We protest for the Fair Housing Act. It's a lot of things that we fought for and still fighting for. Black people, ask yourself this question. If it was really left up to us and we had the power in our community, would we have pushed the migrants out? The migrants know that a lot of us just all talk. They know that we don't have any power in our own community. Because if we did, they wouldn't be among us, period. They know that. They know that we're not the ones responsible for allowing them to cross the border to come here in the United States. They know that. This was long predicted by Dr. Claude Anderson, that they're going to get a free pass. And we're seeing it right now. Our politicians are like puppets. They are being controlled on strings. Really, real talk. I got to say it. I'm calling them out, people. Make me a liar. Make me not telling the truth. I hope I'm a liar. This image that you're seeing on this screen right now, it represents the black community, the black politicians. Well, you said, well, Martin, are you telling black people to sit it out and don't vote? No, I can't tell you that. Because if you don't vote, you don't have a right to complain. And there's many a times I've sat out of different elections and not voted. But I'm not here promoting not to vote. But I want my people to see, not only see, to know that their politicians will not and cannot represent their interests, our interests. And I'm going to prove to you. I think I got 5 bullet points that I want to bring out to you. 5 of them. And I want to bring them out to you and talk about most people think politicians don't fight for you because they don't care. Talking about the politicians now. But that's not true. The real reason is way deeper, and you'll see it. You'll realize the system was never designed to let them fight for you. I'm going to repeat it. I'm going to say it a little slower. Most people think politicians don't fight for you because they don't care. But that's not true. The real reason is way deeper. And once you see it, you'll realize the system was never designed to let them do that. Do somebody believe me? Do y'all believe me? Do y'all believe me? What if I told you that politicians can't fight for you? Even if they wanted to. Not because they are weak, but because the system makes sure they don't. Have you ever seen a politician that's on fire before they get into office? It's almost like somebody poured water on it, just cooled off. They don't have that fire no more. And no, it's not a conspiracy theory. This is how the system actually works. Real talk. Real talk. The system controls our politicians. The politicians, they're not representing the interests of the people. They're representing the interests of the party. If the party says illegal immigration is right, that's what they have to fight for. Real talk. Politicians just don't make decisions based on what's right. Let me say it again. Politicians do not make decisions based on what's right. They make decisions based on what keeps them in power. That's what they do. You got a whole Democrat and Republican party backing you, put money behind you, and dare you to stand up against the party for the interests of your own people. You know what's going to happen. You're probably going to lose your campaign and funding the next time. You know what's going to happen. As Brother Wally Muhammad always stated on the Harold Davis show, it's 2 people that types of people that politicians cater for. One is the one who they most fear, and you know it's the white folks. And the ones you know that bankroll them. That's it. The ones that bankroll them, they fear them. They fear them. Real talk. And the politician knows that. Who's paying his campaign fund? Who's paid it? The donors' influence. They know that. Re-election pressure. I really believe that Brandon Johnson, the mayor of the city of Chicago, probably was a good candidate, a nice person. But he didn't come through for black people. If we could have got Brandon Johnson to fight the way he fought for the illegal immigration and fight for black people, I think we'll be better off here in the city of Chicago. He fought tooth and nail and still fighting for immigration. I mean, that brother's fighting. He knows all on the line. And you know, the system, look at this thing as a system. Look at the Democratic Party and the Republican Party as a system. You got to look at it as a system, not as a one person like most Democrats, Donald Trump. No, it's the system. That's what it is. The system punishes risk. That's what it does. When a politician goes against the grain, he or she gets punished. If a politician step out of line, they don't just get criticized, they get replaced. They get a party backlash, media attacks, losing support. Again, if a politician step out of line, they don't get just criticized, they get replaced. Party backlash, media attacks, losing support. Real talk. People over party. Political parties have more control than voters realize. Again, political parties have more control than voters realize. Most politicians don't work for the people first. They work within the system controlled by their party. Notice I'm using the word system. They work for the system. It's a system, people. Voting along party lines. Pressure to stay aligned. That's what it is. That's what it feels like. That's what it is, people. A lot of us know some of these politicians personally. But it's like when they get into office, everything changes. They teach us in the CVI world, community violence interrupted, don't overpromise and don't underdeliver. I'll see what I can do. Let me say that again. Don't overpromise, don't underdeliver, and use the words, I'll see what I can do. Now, the media shapes what you see. Some of you, whatever the media tell you and show you, that's what you believe. Now, I'm 57 years old. If I just get on social media and watch the news, I would think that black people are the terriblest people on earth. I would think that you couldn't trust them. I would think that they're lazy. They don't want to work. I would think this by watching the media. See, the system has us thinking that way. They program us with these images, what they allow to come through. The media shapes what you see. It's the public perception is controlled. That's what it is. You don't always see who's fighting. You'll see who gets coverage. That's what you will see. There are some politicians that really are trying to fight, but they're fighting against a system. You got selective media coverage. You got narrative control. They make the narrative. See, we're just insiders. Well, outsiders. They're insiders. They know what's going on. The illusion of choice. The system limits real change. Let me say that again. The illusion of choice. The system limits real change. It feels like we have full control through voting, but the system limits what options even make it to you. That's real talk. Let me say it again. Maybe that went over somebody's head. It feels like we have full control, people, through voting. It feels like that way. But the system limits what options even make it to you. Candidate selections, funding advantages, real talk. I'm hoping I'm making sense tonight. I really hoping I'm making sense tonight. And I'd love to hear some of you guys call in and talk to me tonight. Now, Martin, after hearing you talk, make me don't even want to participate in the voting process. It's a system, people. Here's a woman, 30 years old, never seen it in the community, don't know nothing about it, but they backed her with the finance, and she won. Now, what do you really think that she's going to do? How many politicians that's going to buck up against the system? It's not going to happen. You know that, and I know that. Y'all share this video. I'm going to take a couple of calls, and I'm not going to be on here long tonight. I just want to remind you that we're working and living in a system that was not designed for us to win as a group of people. As a group of people. 872-297-6389. You see the number coming across the screen, 872-297-6389. I want to hear from you guys. I really do. I really want to hear from you guys. It's a system. Red, blue is a system. Real talk. And when your mindset, when your campaign don't align with the party, trust me, they're not going to back you with finance. Here's a sister, was nearly perfect. Pamela DeLise Long, Dr. Pamela, a Republican candidate. And all Republicans didn't get behind her. All right, we got a call. Hold on. Hold on, caller. Hold on, caller.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, caller? You live?
Hey,
you live, uncut, unedited. Come on, talk to us.
Hey. So I did participate in the voting process yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Strictly out of protest, just because it ain't been long enough for me to forget when they flooded our neighborhoods with foreign nationals.
Mm-hmm.
So out of protest, I voted red, even though I would have preferred to have somebody with a black agenda. And when you go to the polling places, there's always people out there say, hey, vote for this candidate. What do you think about this person? Or you should vote for this person. And it was no different than my polling place. So I actually got into a tryst with a older black guy who was trying to explain to me about his candidate. And I asked one question. I said, what's their black agenda? And he was like, well, she's 31. She's from the West Side. She went to college. I say, okay. I say, but what's her black agenda? He's like, well, I'm asking you a question right now. I say, look, I'm not trying to date her. I'm not trying to take on a date. You know, I don't feeling that way. I'm just trying to see what her black agenda is. Well, she got health care I said, oh, you're talking about healthcare for all. I said, what specifically for Black people? And I did do my research. All these candidates, nobody offered the Black agenda that I seen. The one person that put reparations on their agenda was this girl, Annabelle Mendoza. And when I seen it, I thought she was talking about, I wanted to know who she was talking about, reparations for who. When I looked it up, she said reparations for Black people to the tune of 200,000. Now, the number's too low, and I don't trust her because she got all the other things. What's that? I'm sorry. The LBGT, the immigration, and everything else. And just like you say, they don't work for us. Well, they haven't been working for us. All the Democrats is pushing what? Immigration, because that's the agenda. The party set the agenda as immigration. So regardless, immigrants will be straight. Look how many laws they breaking to make sure they okay. Look at how many rules they bending to make sure that these people will be okay. While we still left out there, but they still telling us to vote for them. The CCU can just educate our kids, not educate them at all. And it's okay. We don't even acknowledge that. They don't even acknowledge it. But the thing they keep on pushing is immigration. Pull the kids out of school to go protest for illegal immigration. It's insanity. So, yeah, I my vote yesterday was at a protest. I would like something like Chicago Flips Red, but I can't really fully commit to that because it's just like, here it is. What, we're going to the other side asking for nothing after the Democrats did nothing for us for decades? No, we got to ask for something.
And we got not only ask for, we got demand. We got demand that, we got to have agenda. Now, I must admit, I've interviewed this young lady, Pamela Denise Long. She was running for Senate, and she came with an agenda, a Black agenda. She did have reparations on her agenda. And I mean, I don't even think Chicago Flip Red backed her. And she was a sister. I had on this show.
I found out about Denise. I found out about
That's what I'm talking about. Pamela
Twitter.
Denise Long. Right. That's what I'm talking about. Pamela Denise. Right.
I found out about her after I had voted, and I was so upset. Like, darn it. If I knew about her, she would have for sure, I would have campaigned for her. I would have volunteered for her because somebody got to have our back. And I'm willing to put game for it. So I just didn't know about her. And that's the most unfortunate thing.
Yeah. And she wasn't bankrolled. See, the thing is, when you don't fully align with the party interests, they won't back you. They will pay another candidate. They'll put millions of dollars and thousands of dollars behind that. They would do that.
True because
hold on, ma'am.
Ford.
Yeah, hold on, ma'am. Hold on 1 second. I got another call. Just say, hold on. Yeah, hold on, my brother. Just hold on for a second. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, go ahead, my dear sister. Again, go ahead. Go ahead, my dear sister. Hello.
Yes, you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so LaShawn Ford, he was on the ballot and stuff like that. So I looked at what he was pushing. He was pushing for second chance programs and immigration. And here it is. When I've had conversations with Danny Davis, and I told Danny Davis, like, hey, don't you see the Hispanics taking over our neighborhood? Like, we need resources. Danny Davis lives on the west side of Chicago, like I do. That man fixed his mouth. Our representative of 40-something, 50-something years fixed his mouth to say, you guys need to turn your TV off.
Oh, wow.
Stop listening to Trump.
Wow.
Don't believe what Trump said. He's a liar.
Hold it.
I'm not.
Hold it. I got another call. Hold on. I'm coming right back to you. Hold on. Hey, caller. Could you hold on for a minute? I got 2 callers in front of you, okay?
Absolutely, Mark.
All right. All right. Hold on. Okay, my dear sister, come on again. Tell us what Danny Davis said. Come on, my dear sister. Come on.
Yeah, so Danny Davis told me we need to cut our TV off and stop listening to what Donald Trump said. The Hispanics is not our enemy. It's not their fault that we don't want to work and that we ain't raised right. I say, now this is our representative for how many years? He been up in that 40, 50 years? I say, we don't have resources. It's not about who's raised right and who's raised wrong, because I can tell you a whole bunch of Hispanics that's strung out on drugs too. I say resources. He pointed, I tell you exactly what we said. We was on Laramie and Chicago Avenue. He pointed to the east. He said, you see that WIC office right there? That's the biggest WIC office in the state of Illinois. So don't tell me we don't have resources. I say, wow. It was at that point, I said, that will never get my vote. Never. Because what does WIC stand for? Women, infant, and children. What about the black men? What about the black family? And here it is, you endorsing LaShawn Ford. More nothing. Nothing out there for the black person, the black constituents that he want to represent. So just the same thing. I don't owe him nothing. We don't owe these people anything. And when I had the tryst with the elder fella at my polling place, he was saying that this person is backed by Danny Davis. Since LaShawn Ford, they already had it mapped out. They say LaShawn Ford is supposed to take Danny Davis' spot. And they had a female, I can't remember her name, she's supposed to take LaShawn Ford's spot. I say, thank you for letting me know who not to vote for. So, I got kids. I don't have the luxury of doing my kids like that.
Now,
they gotta have a piece of the plan too.
Now, do you agree with this? Do you believe that our black politicians, I'm talking about the black ones, are controlled by the system, their party?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We don't have black representatives. That's the thing. When we say they're not ours. They don't belong to us. They don't work for us. They don't do nothing for us. That black face and have places, most of the time, they don't even like us. They look down on us like we peasants or something. And they only come around every 2 or 4 years for our votes. That's it. And that's including Jesse Jackson Jr. too. All of them. All of them.
You got the line blowing up. Okay, sister, I thank you for your comments. I appreciate you. This is your first time calling in?
Yes, I'm so excited. I caught to laugh. Like, I always catch the playbacks and stuff. I'm like, so many times I want to jump into the conversation. Thank you for that.
I always feel free to come in and call, when you catch me on live. Ain't no telling when you catch me because I'm so inconsistent at the times because I do work a full-time job. And sometimes, you're a full-time parent. I don't know if you work, but it takes a lot of energy to come on here. And you don't just want to come on here and just be blah, 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 blah. Want to make sense. So I'm just basically coming on here tonight to let our people know that our politicians do not represent us. They look like us, but they are controlled by the system. And if they don't do what the system says, they will be replaced. And they know that. Yeah. And, you hear a lot of people say, well, you got to play the game in order to win. And I heard a great program today on the radio. And I'm going to say this, go to the next caller. Why don't black politicians take a risk losing their career or even death for black people that look like them, that put them in office? Why they don't do that? They just don't do it. They roll with the punches. They roll with whatever the party says. Now if you corner a politician by themselves, no cameras, no audience, man, a politician will agree with everything you have to say. You're right. But when they get into them chambers and start voting on party lines, you was like, is this the person that I was talking to 2 weeks ago and he's voting for this? Anybody, and Lord forgive me for saying this, even Stevie Wonder can see that the migrants are sent here to replace black people.
Yep.
And anybody out there that listen to me that's drinking this Kool-Aid and say black people don't want to work, I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid of you. How could a people that have over 1 trillion spending power don't want to work? Come on now. Don't want to work. That's a lie. Don't believe that. That is a lie. If you, sister, if you take away every invention that the black people brought to this country, where would America be? And anybody out there listening to me, America is built on labor. I don't care how educated you are. If you're not able to produce labor, they don't need you. Labor. Real talk. Give you an example. You could be a college educated person, but they still need you to go into schools and labor for 8 hours and 10 hours to teach the children. Real talk. You could be a carpentry. They still need you to go into the house, build a house, or do some repairs. That's labor. Somebody got to be the laborers. My father said it like this. Everybody want to eat steak, but somebody got to cut the cow. So that's how I'm seeing it, people. Let's use logic. These politicians don't represent the black community. And if they start representing the black community, they probably will get exterminated. And y'all know what I'm talking about. And replace. Real talk. You got to ask yourself, why is it that when you see politicians, they're always looking at their watch? Oh, I got a prior engagement to be. Because they don't want you to corner them. They're hiding. They're hiding, people. God never sent a politician to deliver his people. He sends a prophet with a word for deliverance. Real talk. I said it. Politicians are controlled. Some people say they're puppets. You can call them puppets, whatever, but they are controlled. There's not one politician to say that they're not being controlled, including your president. Pressured. Thank you, sister, for calling. Let me take the next caller. You can hang up now. Let me see who else on this line. Next caller, 6650. I believe that's Buck. Come on, Buck.
Blessings,
Yes, sir.
all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, blessings, brother. The sister's 100%, you 100%. It's all true. It's a shame that our people think that some politician gonna save us, because we were involved in politics in this country for hundreds of years. When we had Reconstruction, they let blacks start getting politics, and they took us right out of it. We survived for a long time without trusting on this system, and now we thinking that somebody that's gonna sit in their office with all white people and gonna put our interests over anybody else has got to be on lunch meat.
Hold
it
on,
doesn't
Buck.
make any sense.
Buck, hold it. Well, say, let me take this call. They hung up their call. All right, sister, stay online. Hold on. All right. Buck, go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah. The thing about it is, in Chicago, being in Chicago all my life, the last person I really saw who really fought for us was like people like Dorothy Tillman, Gus Savage, and of course Harold Washington. The rest of these people, you look at yesterday after the election, you had Pritzker standing up with, what's her name, the lady who won for senator, who was his puppet right there. And then you see Danny Davis sitting over there with LaShawn Ford, the new puppet. And then, of course, you had Bobby Rush with Jesse Jr., who lost, and he can't have a puppet. So the thing is, we putting our hope in the wrong basket. The thing about America, they got us trained for education. Education is good for women and such like that, but men need trade. They've been blackballed, black people, black men out the trade, so we can't be productive in our community. If we had our own training and whatnot, we would be productive as we was in the past when we first came to places like Chicago from the South. The political program is nothing but a distraction. It's a waste of time. It's all mental masturbation. We're not gaining anything with politics. The turnout yesterday was lower than 25%. Nobody gives a damn about no voting. It's a waste of time. We're not gaining nothing. If you're disinterested young people, you're not going to get them to vote.
Brother
old
Buck.
people are disenchanted with it, so we're not getting
Brother Buck.
We're not receiving nothing out of
Brother
this.
Buck.
It's unfortunate that we trust in people to deliver us.
Buck.
Yes, sir.
Buck. Now listen, let me say something. You're an older guy. You're older than I am.
Yes, sir.
Is it we don't get anything because we don't demand it, or we just give our vote? We worse than a prostitute. At least a prostitute know to get the money up front.
They're pimping us.
Right.
They're pimping us. It's
so
psychology.
Yeah. Right. So
we believe in it's like preachers tell us about God. We believe if you got faith in God, you hope for the best things possible. Politicians are the similar situation. We hoping for the best thing possible that they're gonna do the right thing. Unfortunately, none of them guys, females, whoever in there, they spend more money on commercials, the millions of dollars, and we got people on the red line, ain't nothing to eat, no place to live. And then what you said about Danny Davis talking about a WIC, or the lady said about a WIC office, that's like giving us crumbs. Why not giving us jobs and building up our houses instead of giving us high taxes and giving us things where we can build and have a community? A WIC office is like, that's for babies and women and children. So they're not giving us to the men to be standard in their household where a man can stand up. This political thing is a crutch, and the young boys ain't thinking about it because they're not giving them no hope. We leaning on hope, faith, and hope for somebody to make it better. But none of this stuff, this system has never been built for us.
that's what I say.
So we trusted in a system that's always been crooked to black people. And I don't got nothing against no Hispanics or nobody else, but listen, y'all just got here. We've been suffering for hundreds of years. Y'all got to get behind us and get your turn. It ain't no time for you to sit there talking about y'all should have none of that. Damn that. We supposed to give ours. We should have been at ours. But the thing about it, we asking for it. If we ain't willing to die and fight for it, we might as well give up right now because they not going to give it to us. So it's unfortunate that we got a mindset of people older and young, not the young so much, the older people thinking that this white man politician who he put in office, who's going to follow his marching on everybody in City Hall, Brandon Johnson included. Brandon is a very intelligent man. I heard the brother talk. He know everything about black history, but he ain't going to do a damn thing about it because he's a puppet. He got that job to keep it, and then he talk about the crime is down, but you got 150 policemen watching your back every day. Now make that make sense to me. So I'm gonna chill, but I'm just saying for everybody that's listening, that got an ounce of God-given sense, do not be a fool, do not trust the politics any longer. Build your community, help your young people, teach them how to work, teach them how to save money, how to build your own community. A politician don't give a damn about you. They only come around when they want your vote. They give you a ham on chicken on Christmas, and the hell with you for the rest of the 4 years. So God bless them all.
Thank you, Buck. You can hang up now, Buck. Thank you, Buck. All right, come on, my dear sister. Come on, my dear sister.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, Martin?
Great.
Martin, you know Harold said something very important. He said black people beg for what they need and they buy what they want. I would like for you to just answer one question for me, Martin. Who is the top wage earner in America now?
I don't know.
If you can answer that for me.
No, I can't answer that because I don't know.
Okay. The top wage earner in America is the East Indian. Now, I'm not talking about the Native American Indian, by which many were black people. I'm talking about the East Indian, the ones that own all the Dunkin' Donuts, most of the Popeyes chickens, all the gas stations. It used to be the Arabs, but they're being bought out, and now they own most of the Harold's chickens. So someone mentioned Harold Washington earlier. I was in high school maybe, or maybe just at college when Harold Washington was elected. I can't remember. But how did Mayor Washington become elected? Black men at that time, knowing that Chatham had more black millionaires than anywhere in the country, in America, Chatham, it put money together and saw that Harold Washington was elected. Now, black people want to send people, but they don't want to bag them with their money. We make everybody else rich except ourselves. Malcolm said it best. A man who don't treat you right will never educate you to become his boss. So how did my grandparents came here from Clarksdale, Mississippi. They owned where they lived. They were coming from situations of being lynched. We know about the 1919 riots here in Chicago. We're old enough, Martin, to remember you couldn't go across Western. If you're in your late 50s, you remember those things. The top wage earner in America is the East Indian. Then it's the Asian. Then it's the whites. It's the Mexicans. And guess who's at the bottom? Why is that? So we know biblically, Martin, like you said, and spiritually, that a politician will never save us. And our grandparents knew that. They knew that. How did they know that? My grandma used to say something, the more education you get, the dumber you get.
Mm.
So yeah, we sit here with education, but we own nothing. Begging for the crumbs off Lazarus' table. Minister Farrakhan said something 30 years ago. He said, your black politician can't help you. He is controlled by an outside entity. And we know who that is. If you look at the sister Donna Miller, she took $2.3 or $4 million from APAC. So who's going to control her? Why would another entity in another country be concerned with a black woman in the South suburbs? So we can sit here and pontificate and talk and go over things. Absolutely. The black man was the first tradesman in America. During the great compromise of 1877, the white man didn't even know usually how to use a hammer. So why did they remove the protection for the blacks right after slavery? Because the black man and woman were building their own. So we can sit here and talk about Danny Davis. We can sit here and talk about the girl who was elected, who was selected. So we just have to be honest with ourselves. Mayor Washington was elected, but he was also backed by the black dollar. So he said, whatever you do I've read it, whatever you do on the north side, you got to do on the south side. Because guess what? The black dollar supported him. Black people, the vote. The East Indian, he's just getting into power. And he laughs at us. In nursing, I hear them all the time. Well, why is black men so lazy? I say, why don't you go to your country and fix your country before you ask me something like that? I'm not one of these boule blacks who want to laugh with you and think that it's cute. Like I told my 24-year-old son, and this is going to be it. I told him when I caught the bus at 87th and Halsted, from 87th and Halsted to 87th and Jeffrey, was primarily black owned. If they didn't own the buildings, they owned the businesses. From Soft Sheen, Ultra Sheen, Cam and Nate, Brown Tire, White Hand Pantry. Now 87th Street looks like a third world country. There's smoke shops up and down. And we want to know what's wrong with the young people. No, what's wrong with us? What was wrong with the baby boomers? That we would allow this type of manifestation to come right in front of our eyes. It's 300,000 black children in DCFS care. We and nobody spoke about that. They keep talking about the boogeyman in Washington. He ain't got nothing to do with the tax situation here, with elderly people being taxed out of their homes.
Tell the truth and shame
with equity being stolen from them. We're talking about a man in the 800 miles away. Charity starts at home and then abroad. Nobody respects a beggar. Mr. Farrakhan said that 30 years ago, and it's true. Nobody respects a beggar. Martin, there is no such thing as a $3 trillion in buying power. If you don't take that and buy where you live. You know what Harold said. Do you ever see a Brinks truck come up to the smoke shops or the gas stations? But they carrying a bag of money of black dollars out of there every night. We are the laughing stock of the world. When our grandparents with no education, they knew the importance of owning where they lived. Martin, you know how it was. It wasn't a perfect example. We don't even, my granddad say, you all don't even pour your own troubles anymore. Every liquor store is owned by East Indian or Arab. And the Arabs were the biggest, some of the biggest slave traders known to man. So you got Black politicians talking about what they felt was important. The boogeyman in Washington. And we sitting around here while our children, we are the laughing stock. And we should be. I know our grandparents, they were not perfect. But I know that they are like, wow. And they died for you to have no, they did not die for you to have the right to vote. They died so for you to have a better life and an economic life, not civil rights, silver rights. Even the Bible speaks about the money. It solves problems. And that's the difference. We put people in office, but we don't back them with our money.
That's it.
So the people that bag them are their owners,
right,
and rightfully so.
And let me say this, my dear sister. Why should a Black politician risk losing his seat for the Black community when we don't support him with our money? It's just it's a good question. Why should we expect a Black person to jeopardize his career fighting for Black causes or fighting for what's right?
And you don't bag him with your time and your money. That's why Harold Washington was able to do the things that he did. Because he knew that Mr. Barnes, Mr. Collins, Mr. Moore, all them Black men with little education bagged him. He felt that power. And until we understand that, we have discretionary income, but again, we buy what we want and beg for what we need. And nobody, Martin, do you respect a beggar who you know could do better? Now, a person down on their luck, you know they lost their job or their family fired, things happen. But do you respect a beggar who goes and sharks chicken and spend thousands of dollars with people that don't even hire you? The cold thing about it is they don't, at the gas station, they building them from the ground up. How is that? Where they getting that money from?
The system.
And then you walk in there, and they don't even have the audacity or the respect to even hire you. Now, tell me about that. They don't even hire your children to sweep the floor for the summer. They won't even give your children a summer job. And we sitting around here talking about what? And we begging
Black and
for the right thing that we could do for ourselves.
Don't want to do it.
Hey,
we waiting on some white hope to come and save us.
I don't know what it will take. They talking about they ain't gonna talk. Why wouldn't you put the on the table? He is the sitting president, and then you give him the opportunity to say yes or no. But they use that as a scare tactic, especially with baby boomers. Sorry to say, I have aunties and uncles that are, especially with them. They have bought into a system and they see right in front of them in their faces all the detriment. Halsted looks like a third world country when our grandparents had all that built up. If it was lounges, they still had them.
Sister, I was on 1812 South Ashland. I had a seminar this morning. It's a mental health first aid training. And when I walked outside that door, They had businesses everywhere, next door,
Everywhere.
thriving. I said, well, what happened to the black community? You're talking about black folks that look down on Mexican and Spanish folks and immigrants, but they doing it. Look at us. We so intelligent. We so smart. We're so educated. But guess what? We can't even keep business in our
the more
own house.
education you get, the dumber you get. You can't even keep your own business. You can't even keep your own money. And you worried about what's happening in Washington? Of course, the politician, he's not free. If you look at one of Minister Farrakhan's takes from 30 years ago, he said, brothers and sisters, you don't have to listen to me. Your politician is not free, and you refuse to free him. You're not going to put your life, you put your life on the line for some BS.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going to put your life on the line to free your grandchildren. Our grandparents, not all, they made their share of mistakes, but they were thinking about their grandchildren. My grandmother had a wig shop at 67th and Halsted, a 3-5 building. She didn't know what a FICA score was. She picked cotton. So this is irrelevant. They're not free. And we won't free them. Not even for our grandchildren. We will not do what it takes to free ourselves. We don't want to be free, Martin.
Mm-mm.
I love my people. I have argued with Africans, Mexicans as a nurse, and East Indians about how they think that we are the lazy. I said, the audacity. I said, do you know who built this country? Do you know my family came here with nothing. I said, well, what do you think the black people came from Mississippi and Alabama and Arkansas with? You thought they had a golden parachute? My grandparents and many other grandparents came here with nothing. You ain't did nothing that we hadn't already fought for, that our ancestors fought for. So don't tell me about how lazy the black man is. Go back and fix your place before you come telling something like that to me. So that's all I wanted to say, Mark.
Man, I appreciate you. I appreciate that. I mean, that was that we need to hear that. We definitely need to hear that. And you keep putting your hope in these politicians. It's not going to happen, people. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. And I love LaShawn Ford. I love a lot of y'all black politicians. I'm be honest with you.
But if you don't back him, if you don't free LaShawn Ford, then you'll get what you've been getting. A foreign nation will. Why? This is one question, and this is something that the minister said too. And I was a young woman. I'm like, I don't know. A foreign nation is concerned with the affairs of black people in Chicago. You think about that.
That's good. That's deep, sister. Thank you for calling, sister. Thank you so much.
Okay.
That's deep. That is deep. That is deep, people. That is so deep. That is so deep. The phone lines are open, 872-297-6389. Freedom is going to come through a prophet, people. Period. Listen, this thing is a system. They've already proven to you, to us, that we're not going to win as a group. And a lot of us fighting for economics, which is cool. But we need to fight for justice as well. And I agree with Harold Washington. I remember that statement he made. The same way y'all treat the North Side, we're going to treat the South Side just as equal. Same way. And I remember that. And his sister was right. Harold Washington had people that backed him with them dollars. Dr. Claude Anderson told us politicians are for sale. They cater to the ones who bankroll them and the ones who they most fear. And we know who that is. These corporations, these white folks. What? The sister said it. We buy what we want and beg for what we need. Sister told us. When are we going to wake up, people? When are we going to wake up? Hey, caller, how you doing? Go ahead, Marcus.
Hello.
Go ahead, caller. You live, uncut, unedited. Come on, Marcus.
Well, I would say this: we got to quit putting our faith in these politicians if we're not willing to put no money on the table to support them. And then, Martin, we have supported these politicians, and they've gotten in office and did a flip on us.
Well,
So-
Marcus, we have to support it with money. Why should a politician risk his political career for us, or even risk his seat or his life for people that won't back him? Why should he risk it? You got to ask yourself. Now let's be real. Let's be real. That's why we get what we get, because we don't protect our politicians, the ones that we put in office. Now,
So in so many words, we get what we pay for.
That's it.
If we cheat, we gonna get cheap service.
We have to do more than vote for the power. We got to put our money where our mouth is. We have to get out there and volunteer and help. Listen, anybody know that you have a whole party? Both parties hate black people, period. One call themselves black people friend. The other party said, hey, we're not giving you no reparations. That's what they say to black people. They call it begging. You begging, or you're looking for a handout. For those that listen to me, reparations is not a handout. It's a debt that's owed to us. Real talk.
Yep.
A debt.
They've paid everybody else.
Real talk.
They paid everybody else. Why can't they pay us? And they worried about how we gonna spend it. It's still going back into the economy. But you are so right. Politicians, we gotta pay. We gotta put money behind our politicians.
And we gotta demand.
And the more money we put behind them,
we gotta make them sign demand what we want.
Yep.
See, when you see it's like, and I hate to use this, but I gotta use it. It's like a John to go out there that's buying a prostitute. This is what I want. I'm paying. You demand it. And it's the same way it should be with a politician. If you want to believe in this system, you're going to have to buy into it with some money. Or else, because we know the system is designed to keep the black man down, the black race, period. It's designed for that. Go ahead, brother.
Do you remember this, Martin? Harold Washington said that he wasn't going to, I don't know what day he said it, but before he ran, he said the only way he would run is if it was money put behind him, because that was the only way he was going to win. And the black community, those that had the money, they put the money behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And we got him in there twice.
Mm-hmm. Marcus,
and he was doing for the black community.
Marcus, Harold Washington made a lot of millionaires. And the word was out. A white man told me, I never forget. He said, the real reason why they killed Harold, he said, kill.
Mm-hmm.
He was giving too many black people contracts.
Yep.
That's what was said. He didn't use the word he got died because he was eating too much. He said, kill. That's what he said. Because he was giving too many black people contracts. Have you ever noticed in politics when you have a politician that takes up for a lot of black people, especially poor people, he gets replaced. He gets executed.
Yep.
Yeah, a public lynching, if I may use that word.
Character assassination.
Yeah, so I'm asking my audience, those that believe in this podcast, why should a black politician that we put in office lay it all on the line for black people? Why should they do it? and we don't support them. Support as money, protecting them, and we let these white folks know if this brother come up hurt or missing, we're gonna do something. It's gonna be war. Let them know that this is one of ours. And if something happened to him while he's in office, representing us, it's gonna be a problem. We're supposed to be like the bees. If you come after one of us, the whole hive is coming after you. And we should have that mentality. But black folks are too much being a coward. They don't want to fight. And a lot of us only want to die for a dice game, sleep with another man's wife, mean mugging somebody, or getting mad at somebody because they got their head cocked to the right or to the left. You willing to die for something like that. You willing to risk it all in daylight because somebody cut you off in a traffic jam. But when these white folks get behind your backside, you say nothing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep.
See,
you say nothing.
Who respects a coward? No one respects a coward. No one respects a coward. White folks respect warriors. They don't respect no get along, go along Negro. You laughing at jokes that's not even funny. You just hoping that they look out for you. Give you something. That's why you
blend in.
Yeah, trying to blend and fit in. You're never in. They let you know. The same people that they allow to come in this country to walk across the border, look at them now. They got them running. They running. They thought they had it all good. Anytime these white folks want to turn the heat up on any immigrant, they know they can do it. And legally, they can kick you out of the country. Legally.
Yep.
Not illegally, legally kick you out this country. So those of you
put them against us.
Yeah. So those of you that's here illegally, you better not rest well. You may not don't think that you're on easy street. Because the white people decide to wake up one morning and say, hey, let's get them all up out of here. Y'all gone. I'm telling you. That's how they move. And we know how they move, black people in this country. We know how they move.
They show us every day, Martin. I can tell you right now, me doing what I'm doing, I can't call out the name or the organization. They show their racism, and they show it in disguise. Me doing what I'm doing. The guy sent me a hint tonight. He said, oh, you back down here again, huh? What the heck is going on in the office? I want to tell him so bad. Why don't you go ask him? And see, I'm the only black photographer down there. And they show you. That's been their comfort zone for so long, so now they feel threatened that the Negroes are coming.
Mm-hmm. And see, black people, you got to realize this. Everybody watches us. Listen to me. When they know black people don't want to work on Saturdays and Sundays, they're going to work on Saturdays and Sundays. When they know black people don't want to get up early in the morning, they're going to work. Anything that you don't want to do, they're going to do it. It's like a competition thing. It's like you had a friend that you thought he was your friend or you thought she was your friend, but she always competing against you or him. You go out and buy a new car, they go out and buy a bigger new car. You buy a house, they buy a bigger house. But this is your friend. You be like, man, I didn't know you was going to buy a house. Yeah, man, I just went on, I talked to the wife, and we just went on and got this big house. You in competition with your so-called friend. Secret competition. So black people, if you're not willing to compete for these jobs, few jobs that they got out here, remember, anybody, I don't care how educated you are, what is your skill level? I don't care. Even you, Marcus, you're a professional photographer. But if you don't go out there and hunt and fight and fish for that shot to make that money, you're not going to get it. That's labor. You got to put the work in. America is built on labor. Well, Martin, I'm an MSW. I'm a PhD. Even with your PhD, you got to get out there and put some labor in. You have to do it.
Yep.
You have to do it. It's labor, people. America is built on labor. Why you think they're allowing these immigrants coming in here? What are they doing? Uber Eats, Uber, Amazon.
Oh, they got it on lock.
Got it on lock. McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts, all the labor jobs. They're taking it. They're taking it. You said, well, Martin, they ain't getting paid nothing. That's not true. That's not true.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are. When you go to the flea market, when you go to the malls, you see them immigrants and Mexicans and all them. They're in there spending money. They spending money. Spending. They swiping cards. They pulling out cash. They spending money. They're spending it. You say, well, Martin, they selling drugs. Not every Mexican person or Spanish descent person selling drugs.
They own their own landscape businesses.
When you out there too lazy to cut your own grass, they charging you $200 a month, $50 a week. That's what
that's a house.
Yeah, that's what they're charging you, $200 a month to cut your grass because you too lazy to get out there and cut your grass.
Trim your bushes.
And you don't want a black person to do it because you think they too lazy. Marcus?
Or not going to do it right.
I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to drag it on but get off this live. But some of us that look like you and me, Marcus, we hate each other. We hate the very image. When we get up in the morning, we frowning ourselves in the mirror, trying to figure out how can we lighten our skin? How can we be more like the white man? We idle the very people that we say we don't like. We idle them. You said some long time ago, Marcus, when we call something ghetto, what are we comparing it to? We're comparing it to white folks. That's what we're doing. If the white people don't do it, it's ghetto. If the white people don't walk down the street in their pajamas, it's ghetto. If the white people don't walk down the street with their bonded on, it's ghetto. If the white people don't walk down the street eating their food, it's ghetto. I'm telling you, black people, check yourself.
I'll throw this out there. White people don't sit on their front porches. It's ghetto. Black people want to control who you own a house in a black neighborhood. They want to tell you how many people you can have in your backyard. And we don't have this on the block. We have a block club. But you on your front porch. You chilling. You bought this house. This is your house. You do what you want to do on your front porch. You wash your car in front. They'll come up with some lie. It's messing up the sewer system. That's bull crap. White people do it. But when we do it, it's ghetto. It ain't right. You're right. Some of us hate each other so bad. And we hate each other so bad that we going to pay that white man. I'm a photographer. Everybody gets paid first, but me, the black photographer. I got to walk around and follow you like a shadow for you to realize, hey, you got to pay me. Or you'll say, I'll Zelle you. I'll cash out you next week. But you're going to pay that white man. And you're going to pay that white man what they're charging you. You're not going to negotiate. How do we become like that, Martin?
It's hate, brother. When you listen, somebody said something to me today. Cousin Ronnie Johnson he said, Martin, you know what black people problem is? They love other people more than they love themselves. And that's what it is. They love other people more than they love themselves. And that's so right. And when I get on here and say I love being black, race first, they look at me as being racist, whatever. So you'll call me a racist because I say I love being black. Am I black? Am I African American? Am I that? I can't. Listen. I can't help because you hate yourself. You hate your complexion. You hate your full lips and your broad nose and your kinky hair. I don't get mad at me because you hate yourself. I didn't have nothing to do with your creation. Black is beautiful. Black is powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. Marcus, I'm gonna leave you on
God.
that. Go ahead.
Thank God I'm black.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave you on that note, Marcus, and I'm gonna end this live. And I appreciate you coming in, talking. I appreciate all my guests tonight. I need you guys to share this video, and we have to we have to start sharing the videos, people. Please do get the message out. Get the message out. We got to share it. Did you hear Martin G live? Get it out, people. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X. Share it, people. I'm not leading with blood. I'm giving you some information. I'm giving you some information that you can take out and use it. We got another caller. Hold on, Marcus. Trying to end this. Yeah, caller, what's going on? Hello?
Hello.
Oh, you called back in. Hold on, ma'am. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Come on, talk. Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
So I would just address what the gentleman said. That I would say that some people kind of try to have standards for where they live, because the difference between the hood and the neighborhood is what's allowed. When you just let people come and do any old thing, not have rules and regulations, that's when you get chaos and confusion. So we have to have standards and stuff like that. And I don't think it's uppity or nothing like that to not have that.
Okay, Miss Case the Rides. So I know that's you because I see your thing on the screen. I just said, okay. I appreciate you. Thank you for that comment. Thank you. Make sure you follow the channel, support the channel, and tell your friends about it. Do that for me. We're not begging. We're not asking for no money. All we actually like the videos, share the videos. That's all. Talk about it.
I got you.
All right.
I got you.
Thank you. We're going to end this program. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, people, you already know what it is. It's live. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth. And what? And shame the devil. I love being black. Now, if you don't love being black, shame on you. I can't help you. Listen, this is who God made you. If a person, a gay person, homosexual, lesbian, can say, this is who God made me, and I'm proud of it. Well, this is who God made us. Look at me. This is where he made me, and I'm glad about it. So, hey, we should not be ashamed the way we look, period. All of us is not attracted to somebody, and that's period. Period. Fall in love with yourself. Black first. Thank y'all so much. Special shout out to my buddy, Pastor Ronald Bell, for coming on here tonight. I appreciate you. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your love. And I know you're still grieving. You lost your little nephew. Marcus, rest in peace.